In today's digital world, many people rely on online payment companies to handle their money safely and securely. Because of this, trust plays an important role in the financial industry. When the trust is broken, the impact can be huge, not only to the investors, but also to the employees, to the customers, and also to the public. In 2020, however, it was revealed that a large amount of the company's money simply did not exist. This discovery led to one of the biggest financial fraud scandals in European history. This is the story of Wirecard and how unethical leadership, fake financial reporting led to the collapse of a company that many people once trusted. Let's go all the way back to 1999, where Wirecard was founded by former co-founder Marcus Braun, a former KPMG consultant from Austria, founded in Munich, Germany. The company was born in late dot-com bubble, an economic spike driven by massive investment in internet-based companies with the domain .coms, causing their stock values to skyrocket based on future potentials and not just profit. Still, the company was relatively small as they focus on processing credit card payments from customers and is still new to the market compared to other old tech companies such as SAP, which is an enterprise software, and CMNs, an industrial tech. In the early 2000s, a man by the name Jan Marsalek had joined the team, hired for his knowledge of WAP systems, and he will be a key feature to the upcoming scandal. And after operating for then 3 years, in 2002, the company almost filed for bankruptcy due to unpaid debts and that they were unable to maintain financial stability in the aftermath of the dot-com crash. In the same year, Brown took full responsibility as the CEO and decided to merge Wirecard with a money rival called Electronic Business Systems. In 2005, Wirecard entered the Frankfurt Stock Exchange by taking over the listing of a failed company instead of going through a traditional IPO. At this time, its main business involved processing payments for casinos and adult content websites. Since most companies don't want to be associated with risky businesses like the gambling and adult industry. In 2006, Wirecard expanded into banking by acquiring XCOM, which became Wirecard Bank. This allowed the company to issue credit card and handle customer funds. However, this makeup of banking and non-banking activities made its financial reports more complex and harder to compare with competitors. In 2008 and 2009, however, accusations began to arise regarding accounting irregularities. An audit firm, EY, was appointed and later became Wirecard's main auditor, despite concerns that the company continued operating and denied all allegations. In 2010, Jan Marsalek was appointed Chief Operating Officer, COO. Under Brown and Marsalek, Wirecard expanded aggressively into international markets like Asia, especially Asia, and raised large amounts of money from investors to acquire other payment companies. Over the course of 2015 all the way to 2018, Wirecard reported strong profits and received clean audit opinions, causing its share price to rise sharply. In 2018, the company joined Germany's DAX 30 index, becoming one of Europe's most valuable fintech companies. Not only that, but journalists and short sellers began publishing reports questioning Wirecard's financial statements and overseas operations, which Wirecard kept denying the claims and argued that the accusations were attempts to manipulate its share price. And throughout 2018, that's where the investigation started. Whistleblowers raised concerns about Wirecard's operations in Singapore. They claimed that an internal investigation into possible financial misconduct had been stopped and not properly followed up. In 2019, the Financial Times published reports questioning Wirecard's accounting practices in Singapore. Wirecard strongly denied these allegations and claimed the reports were false. Instead of investigating Wirecard, the German financial regulator BaFin began investigating the journalists and short sellers for possible market manipulation. In February 2019, Singapore police raided Wirecard's local offices. Wirecard's share price fell sharply in response. German regulators temporarily banned short selling of Wirecard shares, saying the company was important to the economy. Further reports and ongoing investigations shows that a large part of Wirecard's profits came from third-party partners in countries such as the Philippines, Singapore, and Dubai. Some of these partners appear to be very small or even non-existent, raising serious doubts whether the reported profits were real, but still, despite the accusations, despite the reports, Wirecard continues to strongly deny all wrongdoing and threaten legal action against the journalists. In April 2019, Wirecard announced a 900 million euro investment from SoftBank. This was seen as a vote of confidence and temporarily restored investors' trust, even though questions about the company's accounts remain. Later in the late 2019, due to growing pressure, Wirecard appointed KPMG to conduct a special audit for its financial statements. The audit was meant to prove that the company profits and cash balances were real. But unfortunately, in April 2020, KPMG published its report and stated that it could not verify large parts of Wirecard's profits or cash balances. This signified damaged the company's credibility. And finally, in June 2020, Philippines Bank confirmed that the documents showing 1.9 billion euro in Wirecard's bank accounts were fake. Shortly after, Wirecard admitted that the money was missing, unlikely it never existed. Following the aftermath, Marcus Brown resigned as the CEO and was later arrested. John Marsalek, however, was dismissed, though he remains a fugitive to this day and suspected of working at a Russian intelligence asset living in Moscow under Russian protection. On June 25, 2020, Wirecard filed bankruptcy, marking one of the largest accounting fraud collapses in European history. The Wirecard scandal shows that now a company that appears successful on the outside can hide serious problems for many years on the inside. Despite being audited, regulated, listed on a major stock exchange, Wirecard was able to manipulate its financial reports and create this illusion of strong growth and large cash balances. From this case, we can learn that financial statements should never be trusted blindly, especially when a company grows unusually fast and operates across many countries. This scandal also highlights the importance of professional skepticism. Journalists, whistleblowers, and analysts that were mentioned before raised concerns long before the fault was officially revealed, but these warnings were often ignored or dismissed. This shows that regulators and auditors must take red flags seriously instead of protecting large companies. In conclusion, the Wirecard case reminds us of ethical leadership and taking responsibility for your actions. Without them, even well known and trusted companies can collapse, causing damage to investors, employees, and public trust.